Hey, everybody. My name's Dave. I'm a property owner here in Paulding County. Um, like many of you, last year I opened my property tax assessment and got a severe case of sticker shock, and I decided to do something about it. Um, there wasn't a whole lot of information out there as to how to appeal your property tax assessment, so I kind of stumbled through the process, and I wanted to make a video and communicate to you what I learned. Hopefully, you find this helpful. To start with, there are a few avenues that you can pursue depending on your own personal specific case. Um, the first thing everybody should do, if you're a homeowner, you should file for a homestead exemption. If you had a decent realtor when you bought your home, they probably told you to do it during the home buying process, and so you probably have it. If not, definitely look into it. Filing a homestead exemption will basically exempt you from $2,000 worth of property tax off the top. Second, if you are the surviving spouse of a firefighter or police officer that was killed in the line of duty here in Georgia, you qualify for a 100% property tax exemption. If you are a senior citizen, and this varies by county, but I believe in Paulding County, don't quote me on this, don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you reach the age of 65 or 70, one of the two, you qualify for a property tax exemption. And if you are a disabled veteran at 100%, you also qualify for a property tax exemption here in the state of Georgia. So look into those things if any of those apply to you. If not, the avenue that's left for you is filing an appeal with the tax assessor's office. And then for most people, the best option after your appeal gets denied, which it probably will, is appealing before the Board of Equalization. The Board of Equalization was actually enshrined in the Constitution, and it consists of a committee of taxpayers in your tax district that hear appeals cases. So the appeals process consists of the first thing you're going to do is you're going to appeal directly to the appraiser's office. You'll fill out a form, you'll present some evidence, and you can either mail or email that into the tax assessor's office. Chances are they're probably going to look at it and say, "Nah, we think we're good. We think we appraised your property fairly," and they'll just deny it out of hand. If they do find that they made an error in their appraisal, they'll send somebody out. They'll look at your property to double check, and then they'll say, "Oh yeah, okay. I guess we were a little high," and then you'll get a follow up tax assessment notice with a lower value. The Board of Equalization route occurs after your appeal to the tax assessor has been denied. You'll get a notice of a hearing with the Board of Equalization, and you'll appear in front of them. You'll have an opportunity to make your case. And as long as you put together a decent case, doesn't even have to work. You may say, "Well, you appraised me at 240. I think my property is worth 220,000." Even if that doesn't work, even if they disagree with you, what that does for you is it locks in your appraisal value for the next 3 years. So for the next 3 years, your home value will not increase on your tax assessment, which will save you some money on your taxes. If you file an appeal and the tax assessor agrees with you and lowers your value, your appraised value, that does not lock in your rate. It can still go up the next year. So in many cases, going to the Board of Equalization, while you may not get immediate tax relief, at the very least, they will not be able to raise your tax rate or your tax assessment for the next 3 years. So where I'm at here, I went to the tax assessor's website and I clicked property search there. I'll leave a link to this page in the description of the video. This is where you can find all the tax information on your house. and your neighbors and everyone in the county. It's all publicly available right here on this webpage. We're going to use mine. We're going to use my tax assessment. I'm going to type in my address here in the search bar. Please don't egg my house. Address. When I click search, it brings me to this page. And I'm going to click on the parcel ID from my home. And when I pull this up, here's all the information the county has on my property. As you can see, I have filed for the homestead exemption. Here's the lot size. Here's your square footage. This is going to be important. You should know where to find this stuff. You'll need to know for later. You can scroll down and just kind of scroll through the information that they have on you. Here are the assessment notices. They keep them for the last few years. Let's see. So first I'm going to click on this year's. Up here on your notice, here's your last date to file a written appeal. If you go past that, they're not going to take your appeal. So if you see here, here's my previous year's assessed value. Here's my present year's assessed value. Now, when I went in front of the board, excuse me, when I went in front of the board, they knocked $4,000 off, which was not anywhere close to what I was asking for, but it was better than a sharp stick in the eye. And down here, you can see 299C appeal value applied. So this number will not change until 2025. So, because they, like I said, they freeze your assessment value for 3 years. So there's that. Let's go back over here. If I scroll up, let's hit the back button. We'll go back to this page. You can see here there's a map. If you click map, you can start looking at some of your neighbors' houses, and you're going to want to. So there's where I live over here. This is my next door neighbor. It's owned by a rental company. Click view report. And again, same information, square footage, acreage. When you're looking for comparable homes to use for evidence for your appeal, you want to find homes that have similar square footage, similar lot sizes, similar construction, vinyl siding, which was my house, drywall walls. Here's my square footage. My square footage was 14 something. This one's 1552, extra 50 square feet. The acreage is a little larger than mine, but as you can see, the tax assessed or the assessed value is lower than my house. So I'm going to use this for evidence. So again, you click current assessment notice. You'll print this out and keep it. And you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to find 2 more homes. Find 3 homes with similar or larger square footage, similar or larger acreage, and you're going to keep those assessment notices. That's going to be part of your evidence that you're going to submit with your appeal. Once you've done that, you've got your 3 houses, your 3 assessment notices. You're going to go back to the tax assessor's website, and you're going to open up this page, which is the appeal form. And I'll link this page in the description as well. And this is fillable online. So let's just go through this. Sorry. Like I said, I'm not a YouTuber. I didn't really have a plan before I did this other than to just kind of walk you through the same process I did. So fill all this out with your personal information. Make sure you put your email address in there. Property/appeal type, real. Check that box. Property ID number. So the property ID number, let's go back to my page. Well, this is theirs. This is the rental company's, but there's the property ID number. It's right there in the body of the letter. There's your account number. also in the body of the letter. And the property description, again, it's right there in the body. So just copy that off of there. Specify grounds for appeal. You're going to want to use uniformity. As a homeowner, it's going to be hard for you to argue taxability, exemption denied, breach of covenant, any of this. Uniformity, that one's kind of a sticky wicket. I'd stay away from trying to appeal on uniformity. You can, but you're not going to get anywhere. So just check value. You must select only one of the following options. You've got Board of Equalization, arbitration, hearing officer, Superior Court. So Superior Court and arbitration are going to cost you additional money, and you're probably not going to get anywhere. Hearing officer, those are only for special circumstances. I would disregard that. Appeal directly to the Board of Equalization. Here, under comments, this is important. Throughout the appeals process, you need to divorce yourself from your emotions. We all get angry that we're getting taxed. Some of us tie our politics in. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans' fault. None of that matters. And if you go in front of the Board of Equalization saying, well, this is my home and I've lived here for 30 years and I'm never going to sell my house and you guys are trying to tax us to death and it's the Democrats' fault. It's Republican. You're just going to annoy them. You're going to annoy the tax assessor and you're going to annoy the Board of Equalization and they're going to send you home with nothing. You won't even get a rate freeze. So put together a factual case, both on this appeals form and when you go in front of the Board of Equalization. So for property owner comments here, just say, I believe my home is overvalued based on the evidence I've submitted. Something simple like that, okay? Property class, residential, because it's your house. You're going to fill out your address here, your phone number, and your email address. Make sure you sign and date here. And then everything below this line is for the assessor's office. So you're going to fill this out, print it out, send it into the tax assessor's office. You can find the information for that on the tax assessor's website, which, again, I will link in the video description. And you're going to mail this and and the 3 properties that you used for evidence, along with your tax assessments. That's 4 documents in total. Your property tax assessment and 3 of your neighbors with a lower home value than yours. You're gonna mail all that to the Board of Assessors. You can email it as well, but if you email, I would follow up with a phone call to the assessor's office, just to make sure they got it. The first time I called them to follow up, they said, "Oh, we don't see it." So I resent it. Your best bet is to mail it, and if you're going to mail it, I would send it return receipt requested, certified mail. So you're going to send this in sometime in the next few weeks. You'll get a letter from the tax assessor's office saying either, yes, we agree with you, we're reducing your appraisal, or more likely they're going to say, no, we think we appraised you fairly. And then I believe in that same letter will be instructions on how to schedule yourself for a Board of Equalization appeal. It's important that you go to that thing. Don't skip it. Get that scheduled and set up. Once that happens, once you get an appeal date in front of the board, and your board meeting probably won't be until like late July, August, maybe early September, somewhere in there. It's going to be a while. Once you've got your appointment with the Board of Equalization set up, that's when it's going to be time to start putting together your case for the Board of Equalization. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video.